Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City Media podcast. Stepping up to the microphones are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Pull up your chair, grab your favorite brew, and enjoy the conversation. Now, let's get to the show.
Happy Hallows Eve, Frederick.
Thank you, Dylan.
Wow.
I don't know, Vlasic. What do I call you there?
No, Clausen. Pickles for
Clausen
the win.
guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kidding me? Always chilled, never warm.
Do people eat warm pickles often?
We're kind of a big deal over here at Tigers Untapped. Do people eat Clausen? Is that what you just said?
You said always, never. Would you say something chilled?
Always
never
chilled.
Warm? Who the hell is out there eating warm pickles?
I mean, your first pickle of choice is warm on the shelf. There's no. That's how they're
Not
stored.
warm in my fridge. Trey, while you're sipping that down,
They're the Wendy's of pickles.
No,
that's backwards. Always fresh, never frozen.
I wasn't following. Today we have Crosstown Mosaic IPA, single grain,
A nice
single
warm IPA, as we've been sitting here talking for an
Yeah.
hour before we started recording.
It is a
And
little.
these don't fit in our large red fridge.
No, they do not.
That I can't see.
I just love the way you have to move your
I don't
head
have
right
a whole
now.
lot of movement.
It's so funny.
Hey, before we get started, guys, moment of silence.
Four.
Please don't break the moment of silence, please.
Wait, I don't know what we're moment of silence.
I know.
Kirk Cousins.
That's so sad too. And I know it's not. It's outside of our scope of what we do here. But I'm a Vikings fan, so that's why we're. Doing
Hey, but if he
this.
goes to the guy that Aaron Rodgers went to, he'll be back in no time.
that is true.
Don't know if you saw the video footage this weekend, but he looks like
He's planting kind of.
he's throwing,
Moving and
walking
shaking
in a
and-
normal tennis shoe, and
So instead of a straight, I read about this. Instead of a straight across cut, he does like a crisscross type of cut. So he'll attach one to one side and one on the other. I know it's kind of gross to think about and stuff like that, but he has like wild success patterns coming from it. But it just sucks for Kirk because he's 35 and not on a future contract. So his career could be done. He could be a free agent heading into next year, and
I gotta say the
sad stuff, man.
Netflix series made me a big fan.
I
of
know.
Kirk. We
It
talked
did.
about it.
Me too.
Such a good guy.
I came into that episode, the series, vowing to not like Kirk Cousins.
Can't not like him, dude.
Nah, bro, he's a decent dude.
Yeah, super decent.
So much Coles cash.
so much Kohl's cash. I don't even know the last time I was in a Kohl's.
I don't know. That's a good one. Let's talk about last weekend and how
I don't
depressing
even
it
want
was.
to because I'm still covered in vomit.
Well, I didn't throw up.
But nearly ruined our good friend Judah's first birthday party because I was what?
Go ahead.
I was about to raise hell in that place if we lost that football game.
There were so many children there.
Doesn't matter.
20 is a solid number.
There were. Similar to how many points we were up.
I see what you did there.
Hell of a first half, though. Probably the first half of football that we have seen the Ryan Silverfield team play.
Yeah. I mean, what was it, five touchdowns?
Definitely this year.
4 touchdowns?
Yeah, you had 5 offensive possessions in the first half. You scored on all 5 of them. Not a single punt, not a turnover on downs, nothing but points on the board.
Let me ask you something real quickly.
31-10 at the half.
Did the huge runs by Blake Watson early on set the bar too high for us? Did we think that every play was going to be that way from there on out?
It should have been that way.
It kind of felt like it based off everything.
Can we talk
I was
about
saying.
how ridiculous that was, though? He had 3 carries for 2 tutties and 135 yards.
It's absurd.
Ridiculous.
Well, I still think he finished all right. I mean, in the
Reminds
grand
me of
scheme
watching
things.
you play NCAA football in college on JV.
I was never played on JV. I'm just really good. I'm a schematic guy.
TJ,
No, I think that that's like Kenny Gainwell type of stuff. That's
oh, yeah. I mean,
That's
what? He
Hendo
finished
type of
with
stuff.
170 on the ground and 100 through the air.
yeah.
That's very close to Kenny's 200-yard rushing, 100-yard receiving game that he had against Tulane in 19.
Yeah. It's just it's nice to have that again, right? I think Blake is a just a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. We were talking about it for the show. I would pay a lot of doll hairs to have him for one more year.
Oh, yeah. It makes me think that the O-line is definitely better this year, but I can't tell if it's better because Blake is the running back or if it's Blake's second effort and the way he just drives.
Well, they're definitely opening up holes. I mean, that first, what was the third play from scrimmage?
Second play, I think.
I mean, that was a hole.
Yeah.
Do you think they've gotten better? I think you have said this since Jonah went out.
Yeah, and I don't mean that as like a slight.
You move Hill into the interior, which I feel like he fits better. He's just a big dude.
Yeah, I don't.
He doesn't need to be out there in space. He needs to be inside.
Yeah, I'm not taking, and I say that I don't mean it as like a shot at Jonah. I just think that Hill is quite effective at left guard, and McClain has been perfectly fine at right tackle.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long Jonah's going to be out, but I would not be shocked if they ran with that same lineup again.
I mean, they are definitely improved. I don't think it's obviously not the best line we've had, but they are opening up holes. They're getting running lanes for Watson. Seth's not running for his life anymore. They're not having to roll him out like they've had to in years past. I think North Texas had 1 sack for 2 yards or something on Saturday.
I think they like moving him out of the pocket sometimes too, though.
Oh, I think they do for sure. I think some of that though was
definitely
the protection's not there.
Sure.
But I do think that they are improved for sure. So you go into the half. I'm feeling great because I put placed a hefty bet on the Tigs. 2 different bets. One was because I saw on FanDuel the line was -6.5, and I was like, for damn sure we're beating them by a tutty. And then I teased it up to 9.5 because I was like, we need to win by 2 scores. And I felt real good at half. I felt real good with 12 minutes left because we were still up 17.
Yeah.
So that's my real complaint from Saturday is I'm probably going to send Ryan a Venmo request for the losses that he caused me.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start, honestly. It feels like it's the same thing almost every week.
It does. And I think, we talked a little bit before we started. There were obviously several instances of plays that if they had been made, we would not be sitting here talking about UNT coming back. Sure, they cut it to 10. But, I mean, you had the Skates wide open touchdown.
This dude still needs contacts?
I am confident that Kenny blindfolded would have caught with direction from us.
Kenny Gainwell or Kenny Stubblefield?
Kenny Stubblefield.
Without question.
I got hands, bro.
I know. That's why I'm confident you would have caught it blindfolded. You had 2 Demir drops, which can we talk about? Because I don't think his drop rate existed at Toledo.
No, it didn't. It was like one of the highest catch rates in the country.
This is now multiple games that he has had multiple drops.
I think that he is someone that is so not concerned with, but he's always looking for the next step that I think he turns his head a little too quick.
He tries to make a play before catching the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it felt like a lot of guys in position to make plays, not making plays. We're talking about the drops. Seth was 22 of 28. So 6 incompletions, 4 of those were drops.
Yeah.
Threw for 330 and 1 tutty. Obviously the game winner at the very end of the game. Watson went off, had a good game rushing and receiving. 5 catches, 100 yards, we mentioned. Skates with the big catch at the end of the game. But defensively, you made frickin' Chandler Rogers look like a Heisman Trophy candidate. 32 for 49, 411, and 5 tutties.
Like
to the same 2 guys.
We said it last week. I think Chandler Rogers is good. I don't know if he's that good.
Is he that good?
But he was threading the needle.
Gosh.
And he was
Roderick Burns with 3 touchdown catches, 102 yards receiving.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Did he have 3 touchdown catches all year coming into this?
Rogers has 1 interception all year.
No, he had 1 touchdown catch coming into this game. He had 5 in his career, nearly matched that against us. I'm going to throw up all over again.
I think Rogers is good. He had the 1 interception all year. He's shown that he has the ability to make the right throws, and he's smart. And I think we were just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. How many times was a DB either nowhere to be seen or right on them and just couldn't make the play.
That's the other. You're up 10. I think it was 38-28 with like 6.5 minutes left. They're facing a 3rd and 14 ball game. You make that, you stop, you get a stop right there. I'm confident we take 4.5, 5 minutes off the clock. Game's over. You win by 10. Both my bets cash. Judah's birthday is a smashing success.
It was still a smashing success.
It was. Instead, DJ Bell's in a fine spot to make a play down the sideline on a pass and just doesn't, he's not looking for the ball. I mean,
What a
you're
fall
there.
from grace.
Why do our DBs not turn around and make plays on the ball ever?
I don't know. Maybe it's a situation where wide receivers are reacting at the last second. Because, if you're a receiver and you start throwing your hands up early,
I mean,
the DB can read that, right? And so if you wait to the last second, it's harder to defend that. You have no clue if the ball's coming. You're not going to just run down the field with your arms up like that, right?
Yeah.
You see my pitties? What are you doing?
Yeah. Buckwheat in the headlock over there.
I mean, I have armpit hair, if that's what you mean. No, it's the same thing. Like I feel like Kenny could just clip it from last week. You just wouldn't be in cool costumes. Hey, guess what? You missed an open field tackle 5 different times.
But it's a flip, right? It was the first half last week. This week is the second half. Why can't we get a damn combination of the UAB second half defensively and the North Texas first half defensively?
I think we did.
For
I think
one
that was
game?
called Arkansas State. I mean,
touche.
So hear me out. Like, I get, like, it's extremely frustrating because you were up by $1 billion and then you let them back in, right? It came down to literally a final drive. I get that that's frustrating, but you won the game. And I know that some people don't want to hear that because, like, yes, you're playing a bad team. I think UNT is better than they look.
I mean, they're a top 15 offense nationally, right? Like,
the offense is going to be good.
I don't think them putting up points is the problem. I think it's the fact that you were up by so many, and it didn't turn into a back and forth after that. It turned into literally them coming back and taking the lead. And I don't know. You played that same scenario 10 times. Are we able to march down the field and score the game-winning touchdown?
Well,
I don't know.
I think if you play that whole second
times.
half 10 times, I don't think it comes down to that at all. But,
Sure.
I mean, you're clearly the better team, and I think we saw that in the first half specifically. But the second half, they got a little conservative, and there were situations where drives could have continued. Drop pass. Wide receivers still running routes shy of the sticks. And I don't think that's a scheme thing. I think that's guys just not knowing where they are on the field.
Yeah.
Like, it's, we rip into coaching and, this is Ryan's fault. Like, that's I think the easy thing for a lot of people on Twitter and things like that to say. Ryan did this. It's like, no, this receiver just dropped the ball. Like,
well, I think there were definitely instances of players not making plays, but I think the problem is that this has become a pattern.
No, it's definitely become a pattern.
This isn't the first or even second time that a large lead has been lost. It's just this time the boys found a way to win. Now, all that being said, do we have to give Ryan credit? Is he just that much of a player's coach that he conjured up this whole thing to give Seth a game-winning drive in his hometown in front of his family?
That's the story they don't want you to know about.
Is that we scripted it this way? Storybook ending?
I think so.
Is there any better ending than Seth, the hometown kid in Denton, facing adversity, battles through it, 47 seconds left, ESPN Plus on site, showing his parents every 4.5 seconds, 5 plays, 75 yards in 32 seconds? Are you serious?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone's parents get that much airtime in a short period of time.
I honestly thought Taylor Swift was sitting there with them. I didn't know what was going on.
It was wild.
It was wild. Could you imagine driving from essentially Dallas to Memphis for every home game? That sounds brutal.
If my son was playing, yeah.
That just sounds so brutal. It's not a fun drive.
You think they're driving every time?
Perhaps. Financially. I mean, he's a high school football coach. You think they're flying?
I don't know. High school football in Texas is pretty big, Deej. Pretty big.
Dave, email us. We need to know your financials here. I'm curious at this point.
Please don't email us.
Are you flying or driving? I think the driving.
Either way, it's not that bad, Teach.
Regardless, this time last year, you were 4-4, and you lost those close games. This year, you're finding ways to pull them out.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we need
Navy.
to hone in on.
Boise, this one. You're finding ways to win.
Yeah,
You just got to keep finding ways to win.
This could be ECU. This could be Houston. You know? You could be giving up those leads and losing them.
TJ, was this a wake-up call?
Well, Trey, I'm nervous by that question. I'm not going to lie. We prepared for this.
What are you doing?
We also need a little wake-up call, don't you think?
Oh, great heavens. What does that say?
These are smelling salts. This is called bottled insanity. Oh, there's a scoop in here. I didn't know how it was going to come.
A scoop?
Yeah. We're just going to smell it.
What? The bottle? It's not a thing that you... I don't want to do this.
It still sucks. It still sucks.
I'm envisioning... I worked in the pool industry for a while, Kenny, and sometimes people got those chlorinators. You unscrew that cap and it hits you, and it's life altering. And I'm envisioning that that's what this is like. Also, you're very familiar with the fart spray. The first time I ordered that and it got to the house, I unscrewed the cap and sniffed it alone in my kitchen, and I woke up about 15 minutes later and I didn't know what happened. I'm very nervous about this. Is this literally just salt? It's not like a packet?
No, I didn't know.
I thought they were
just
little,
bought it.
like-
I opened the top, and here we are.
Energy, focus, and strength. I'm absolutely...
I'm going to go to a little clinic after this.
I can't do it.
Just do it. You need a wake-up call. I think this was a wake-up call. Do you shake it up? How are you doing that?
That's not... Nothing's happening.
Can you breathe?
I mean... I don't understand. Is that supposed to be bad?
I'm coming in. Let me come in.
It's just
I
still
think
in
you've
there.
left it open too long, maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Here we are about production.
I mean, that was...
I don't... exactly. Who is this guy?
Shake it up. Give me a shake up. It's not...
Who is this guy?
I mean, maybe
Trey
I'm
just shook
immune
it
to-
off.
Am I immune to the smelling
You
salts?
need to be on a watch list somewhere. That is
Now I'm excited. They're not.
Oh
I'm
my
not.
God.
They don't affect me. What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
You got to breathe through your nose. You got
I
to
am.
inhale
Are you
through your
breathe- I go-
nose.
My nose was clogged beforehand. It is quite open right now.
I'm immune.
Okay, no, I don't actually smell it that time.
Nothing's happening.
Oh, my nose is itching.
I don't know. The first time it hit me, did I get fakes? I'm gonna be honest, guys. This is not.
Certainly wasn't a wake up call for me. So I don't understand. Let me read the instructions.
All right. Regardless, this is a wake up call for myself, not for Trey, and for the Memphis football team.
Dude, you're supposed to add it to water.
for what? I don't need.
It says
just
add
smell it.
1 spoonful of water, close lid tightly, shake well, uncap, sniff. We need water.
Just smell. I don't know how you can't just smell it.
I mean, it's not.
My nose is burning.
This is
All right, we'll be back on that wake up call. Trey's gonna
that's
drink it later.
horrible. If that's smelling salts, I don't know how those work for anybody.
I don't know, dude. I just bought them off Amazon. It's a wake up call, right? You get
You
it.
should have gotten the tiger's piss ones.
Rhino piss. I thought it was.
No, tiger's piss.
Regardless, it's a wake up call. This team needs to wake the up because, like, the conference championship is not out of the question. I think we can
It's
easily
not.
say
If you
that.
went out, you're in.
Yeah, I mean,
You were in if you went out.
sure. I mean, you beat SMU. I don't know.
So you had the tiebreaker over them. Tulane and UTSA play. The
and they
winner
kinda
of
cancel
that
each other out. Yeah.
would be who you're playing.
Do you think that if UTSA beats Tulane, you're still going to get in, even with a loss to? Because it's kind of like a beat B, B beat C, C beat A kind of thing.
Well, the problem with UTSA is they already have 3 losses.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about them. It's more so the fact that Tulane beat you at home, and you beat a team with 3 losses. Or no, excuse me, you beat SMU.
Who would be out because we beat them. We have the tiebreaker. I think in your scenario, it's us. You're saying
Us and
UTSA
Tulane
beats
again.
Tulane.
Yeah.
Well, UTSA would get in because they would be undefeated in conference. Okay. And then I guess Tulane gets in because they have the tiebreaker over us.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I mean, I do still think it's
not going to matter because UTSA is going to lose to Rice this weekend. No, North Texas.
I was like, what?
They're going to lose at North Texas this weekend. That offense is humming after that second half against us.
It's good offense. I mean, it's nothing new. We talked about this last week. I mean,
I can hear Kenny coughing, and I'm kind of worried that these smelling salts didn't work.
I think you need to go to a doctor, my man.
I'm not coughing. I'm good.
Oh, I thought I heard a cough in the headset.
It's actually messing with Trey mentally.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like my blood pressure has
Risen
since smelling that.
Maybe. We'll have to try it with water later in the real fashion.
Like my eyes are burning.
If it's mixed with water, I think that's definitely the chlorine thing because that's what gets you on the chlorinators. I don't know. I thought it was going to be one of those things that you break. That's
I bought it. I didn't know what to think. I opened it up and I see a scoop. I'm a little confused.
We need a sponsor, a smelling salt sponsor. We'll hit it right as we start every episode.
Okay.
All right, final thoughts from UNT. Stupid game. Get out of here. You won. You found a way to win. You're still in the running. You're 6-2. Let's move on.
Retweet. Amen.
Re-X. Amen. All right, Saturday in the bowl, a 2 p.m. kickoff time, I believe. It's homecoming on ESPN Plus again. The Bulls of South Florida, 4-4, 2-2 in the conference, come into town. FPI's got you as an 85% chance to win. TJ, the line is currently at 13.5, I believe. I think it opened at 12.5. So people,
it's moved a little bit.
Early money's coming in on the Tigs. People are believing in us after that second half meltdown. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. I'm assuming that we're going to hear about USF having someone out that maybe we don't know about. Like maybe their quarterback's out. That'd be kind of nice.
Are you speculating? Or
I'm speculating. Okay. I don't know why else the line would move so early on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Unless they just believe in the Tigs at home,
I Googled what time it was because it's not on my calendar.
It's at 2, I've confirmed.
Is it? I got 6 p.m. over here because it's pulling up at January.
Well, do not show up at
team.
6 p.m. because, Tej, that will be probably the end of the game.
Yeah, it's pulling up a basketball game in January. You know what? I think USF has much improved.
Let's be real. They're about equivalent and the same of the last two teams we've just faced in North Texas and UAB.
Yeah.
They've got a very capable offense under Alex Golish. He's an offensive mind from UCF, Tennessee. And their defense is not very good. I mean, they held Alabama to 17, but that was in an absolute monsoon and when they were having QB troubles. But outside of that, I mean, they're giving up equivalents in yards to both of those teams. They're giving up 430, I think, yards-wise, and 35 points, I want to say.
Yeah. I think
34.3 points.
The one thing I worry about with them is how fast they play, and they do a lot of RPO, read option type of thing. So they're going to try to make you beat yourself, which is, generally what I worry about. Because a lot of that is, will guys stay home on the read plays? Will they always crash down with the running back type of situation? Because I don't want to get into it where it's quarterback run for 15 yards every play.
Yeah.
And they basically just try to make you beat yourself. And they play super fast. We just kind of struggled with that in the second half against UNT. So, it's not a good – if you're using the second half of UNT as any type of baseline, it's not going to look great. But I think you're going to be able to move the ball on them at will. Like this is like a Seth with 30 completions, 320 yards type of game. Like he should be able to.
And Watson another $150 on the ground.
I will say 100, but yeah, he should be another 100-yard rusher.
Give me a $150. How many 100-yard rushing games does he have?
Yeah, 3.
That sounds right.
I know you got that stat pulled up in front of you right now, right?
I've got it right here, right now.
I think it's maybe 4, but I think it's 3 at least. So
All right, 169 against UNT, 125 UAB, 113 Boise State, 169 Navy. So he's got 4.
cool. So yeah, I mean, getting back to just 5 games with 100-yard rushers would be fantastic. Sign me up.
I'll take it.
As long as we win. Damn it.
It's going to be nice to have a 1,000-yard rusher again, though.
Yeah. Have you watched their quarterback play by chance?
South Florida?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot
Byron
of ball.
Brown or whatever I think is his name. He's pretty good. I mean, he's mobile.
Yeah, he's thrown for about 1,900 yards, 12 tutties, 6 interceptions.
That I will say the throwing aspect of it, which is like kind of like the main process of being a quarterback. Like it's not the best thrower out there, but he's very mobile, and I think that's going to give us fits on a lot of plays, especially on those long third downs. It's pretty good.
He threw for 435 on Rice and a 42-29. And he's very capable.
Yeah, the defense is dog water, though. So
is this dude about to run all over us? He had 136 rushing yards against UAB.
yeah, I mean that's what
They're
I'm
also
saying.
coming off of a bye. Why does the conference do this to us?
Always. It's like the third team. I feel like
Chances they have, they show something that they did not have on film on Saturday.
100%.
I think it's 1,000.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Yeah. For you, it's 50-50. They either do or they don't.
Try arguing it.
What do we need to watch out for?
It's going to be right. The running back and the quarterback Brown.
It's definitely Byram running all over us.
What were you just watching?
That wasn't me.
Was it not?
I don't think so.
Kenny, what are you watching in there? We're having a podcast. No, I think it's Wright and Brown. I think the read option, I think they're literally going to be dangerous with it. I mean, they have the ability to break big plays. You start committing to stopping the run, all of a sudden someone's going 30 yards downfield for a fly. And it's, we've seen our DBs in one-on-one coverage, not looking for the ball. It's almost at this point kind of evergreen. So that's
Let me just
where
get
I
a
think they're gonna go
happy
with it.
medium of defensive play between UAB and UNT. I'd settle for that.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is a game you should win by
2 scores.
Yeah, I think the 13.5 is fair. I think you should win by 2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's talent-wise, yes, you should win by 2 touchdowns at least. Like you are the superior team. I don't want to say by far, but like you're definitely the more superior team. Like you should be able to handle them without question. But
Absolutely.
will it happen? Who knows? As long as you win,
Just keep winning. All right, give me a score predict.
Sheesh. What was the final on this last one? 43, 42, 45, 42?
Of our game? Yeah. We've scored 45 points 2 straight weeks. Do we make
Yeah.
it 3 in a row?
I'm going to say 30, 42, 28.
14 point.
Yeah.
I was going to say 42.
42, 28.
I'll TJ 48 28. We make the cover.
Okay.
I'm getting my losses back this week, Tej. 68.5 the over-under.
Does that go over?
Does it go over?
Yeah, what'd you say the over was?
48-28 is my final.
Okay.
68.5.
Okay. Yeah. Look, what are we talking about? It's USF. You should be able to beat them. I do think they're on the upswing of things. They're already at 4 wins this year. I don't think they've won.
2-2 in conference. They're having a better year than they were anticipated to have.
Yeah, I don't think they've won 4 games since 2020.
No, they've combined. They have as many wins this year as they've had the last 3 years combined.
That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, you're a big goalish guy.
I do like him.
He's turning it around quick.
Yeah. Look, he is, what's his name, from UT. They are so similar in the offensive style. That's where you learn from.
Heupel.
Heupel, yeah.
What's
we've
their
seen Heupel
mascot's
be great.
name? Rocky the Bull.
Yeah, he's a friend of
By
ours.
far best mascot of an American Conference opposing
he's a
team
friend of ours, man.
that has come to the Liberty Bowl. We're big Rocky fans.
Oh, yeah.
DJ, we had a basketball game yesterday. And
Let's take a break first.
When we come back,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it.
You hit me with the fake there. I'm getting you some water for these smelling salts.
It's a little read option. You needed to stay home. You bit on it.
It happens to the best of us.
You just got a tutty scored. We'll be right back.
Bluff City Media and Bluff City NIL are proud partners of Coaching for Literacy, a Memphis nonprofit using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. When you donate to Bluff City NIL through Coaching for Literacy, your gift is 100% tax deductible. This partnership is a win-win-win. Tiger student athletes win in the NIL landscape, Coaching for Literacy wins by engaging Tiger student athletes in this monumental cause, and most importantly, elementary students in Memphis receive support to become strong readers. To donate today, visit coachingforliteracy.org/bluff-city.
We've seen this happen where they have these second half, fourth quarter late collapses, and it just looked all too damn familiar.
Yeah. No, I mean, I couldn't agree.
Did they pull through? Sure.
Yes.
But, it doesn't leave you feeling all warm and fuzzy and good inside.
No, I mean, the biggest thing that it's like a breath of, not fresh air, but just a relief, I guess, is that they didn't lose.
They didn't
this
crumble.
game. No, they crumbled. They just didn't lose.
They answered at the very end when they needed to. Seth Hennigan,
yeah.
Shout out to Seth. That was one thing throughout his career. Name a fourth quarter game-winning drive, comeback drive that he has been able to convert at this point. Or a game-tying drive. Mm-hmm. That's like the first one. Like that's a big check mark, big monkey off the back to be able to execute in a time of need for your team.
Yeah.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Journalism is only as important as its demand. No one was asking for that story yesterday. This is what bothers me about people who call themselves journalists or most media members. They want to be the most important person in the room. They think they're bigger than the shit they write about. When I go to these games, man, and I go into that locker room, there's about 5, 6, 7, 8 millionaires in the locker room at one time. Though none of them write for a paper. I see these guys treat the richest people in the room like they're the least important people in the room. This isn't journalistic integrity or a beautifully written article or this super intelligent recap of 18 months in detailed order and sequencing and showing you the life of Ja Morant the last 18 years in a cry. This isn't any of that. Y'all know what this is? This reads like they were looking for something that they couldn't find. This looks like they came to Memphis looking for something, looking for some more dirt, looking for something to tear down Ja Morant, looking for something to make him look bad, to be the finishing blow for Ja Morant, and they could not find it. So they gave us their consolation bullshit. And now half of Memphis media is co-signing it. Oh, this is great. We needed this. No, we didn't. It's bullshit. And I love my city because they protected one of their sons over the last few weeks.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, we're back. We did a little science experiment. We found.
Hold on. What is going on with TJ's feet right now?
What do you mean, man?
What do you mean? He just didn't.
Bro.
He didn't wear shoes.
What are those?
This is size 13. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You didn't know he only had 3 toes?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Like a Ninja Turtle.
We did a little science experiment. We found this Ghost River bottle that's been up here for 6 months.
That TJ says is not his, but
It's got to be his. Added water to it, put in a scoop of bottled insanity, and I'm actually going to see if this works this time. I got to activate it. I'm getting nervous that this hasn't been working for me.
Oh, God. I'd be nervous about the bottle.
I might spill this
That
all
bottle
over
has
my
been up
computer.
here for a while.
This is stupid.
One more scoop.
This is
One
stupid.
more scoop.
I'm not.
One more scoop.
I'm done. Smelling salts don't
All
work.
right. So, yeah.
try it, TJ.
Maybe we just bought bad smelling salts.
I mean, you guys are reacting. It's affecting y'all.
No, I actually smelt it better straight to the dome than I did through the water.
Yeah.
It still didn't smell good.
We got to get the ones that look like.
The ones you
Zen
got to
or
crack open.
Yeah,
and-
you have to like crack it.
Well, honestly, I didn't. I did not smell that.
I mean, I smelled it. It's just not.
Put it
up to your nose, bro.
Oh, okay. I mean,
No, he's faking it. He's faking it now. Whatever, dude.
that one was. I'm not gonna.
He's faking it now. He wants to move on. Trey thinks he's getting a headache.
All right, we beat the brakes off of Lane College. 106-49, a 57-point win. TJ last week, I started the initial line, I think at 42 or 40. Why do you keep doing it?
It's so bad.
So what is that? So you keep doing it? I don't understand. How can you be curious? You've done it 15 times.
I love it.
So I bumped the line all the way down to 38.5, which we nearly covered in the first half, Timothy. I mean, look, it's an exhibition against Lane. I'm not going to be one to overreact about an exhibition game, but we're going 40-0.
I mean, look, dude. 40-0?
Based on that performance, yes.
He's so serious. Look at his face.
TJ, this is the best shooting team we've had
I don't disagree with
maybe
that.
ever.
Well, now you're kind of pushing it.
Who was better?
Any team with Avery Woodson?
Oh God, is it? He's still playing, right?
I don't know where he's at.
Collegiately, I would hope not.
No, I don't know where he's at. I always thought that Avery Woodson was the best shooter we've ever had. But you really think?
Okay, it is hitting a little differently now. I still don't think that that's right. Now you're supposed to do it, and we're probably both going to die in our sleep. But
You're holding it like 6 inches from your nose.
it
You really
says
gotta put it in
on
there.
the bottle, hold 6 inches away from your nose.
It also told you to add water. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Avery Woodson,
yeah, I think Avery Woodson was great.
he was a fine shooter. I'm talking about an entire team, not one person.
Okay, first of all, to say he was a fine shooter seems a bit egregious.
Okay, I 100% have a headache now.
Trey,
We're
true
gonna
or
have to end
false?
this episode early.
This team will win.
He shot 41% from his career from three.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, besides Avery, I'm talking a full team.
Yeah, I didn't disagree with you.
You did. You literally disagreed and then said Avery Woodson.
I said any team with Avery Woodson. I was being sarcastic. But do you think this team loses more than 3 conference games?
No. I mean, our whole season is the non-conference.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that because a lot of people had an issue with that statement.
Well, I think,
Let me read the whole statement.
no, read the initial quote that was tweeted, and then you can read the entire full quote.
Well, I don't know. I don't have that in front of me. Our non-conference is pretty much our season, I think was the shortened version.
Right. But it was a much lengthier quote. I even heard it on the thing. He ends up immediately saying, not to discredit anyone in the American, but you know what I mean? All of our opportunities are really in the non-conference, something like that.
Yeah, our non-conference is pretty much our season. Not that we are ignoring the AAC, but regular season start. But the regular season start is going to be a tough non-conference schedule,
Yeah.
which it is. I mean, like
Right.
the battle for Atlantis is Michigan, then likely Arkansas. You also have at Ole Miss, at VCU, at Texas A&M, Clemson, UVA, and Vandy. However you want to feel about Vandy as a team. It's not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy at all.
If I were Penny Hardaway and I said it like this, the non-conference early season non-conference schedule is our season because there's not a single team in the AAC that if we win changes our seeding. That's 100% okay. Like I don't think what he said is anyway.
If FAU somehow, it's not happening, especially based on their secret scrimmage results, somehow had a similar record to last year of, let's say they lose 2 games going into conference.
Okay.
Even one, whatever. They lose to Illinois. I don't know. That's it. They stay a top 10 team. That's the only way I think beating anyone in conference sways anything for you.
I don't know. I think wins against FAU are obviously going to be helpful because I'm
That's what I'm
still
saying.
expecting FAU.
That's what I'm saying. But
Okay.
I'm not. I would not be shocked for them to go through the non-con and be like 7-5.
Would it
be out of the top 25? Sure, maybe they still run through and they're 14-4 in the American. But look what they did last year. I mean, that's what Penny's saying. They were 30-1 or something going in to the tournament, and we're still a 9 seed or 30-2. I don't know what they were. So
They lost 3 games.
30-3, 30-2, including the Final Four loss. And they were a 8 seed.
I mean, there's a chance that you could get North Texas or UAB, maybe even SMU as a quad 1 if you beat them there, like at their place.
Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, so like you have some quad 1 opportunities outside of FAU in the conference, but it's nothing like your
We'll just put it this
non-con.
way. Any loss in conference is going to hurt you dramatically more than any win in conference will help you, I would think.
Yeah, I think it's a fair statement. But I think that's also because...
And I think that's all that Penny meant by that. I don't think it's any offense to any of the UNT folks that were freaking out on Twitter.
It was a lot of North Texas folks. That was really weird.
I didn't know that they played basketball.
Well, I did, but their coach is gone, so I don't really know that it's relevant anymore.
It's kind of like a few years back when UTSA football fans went crazy on us. It's like, well, y'all have fans? I didn't know UNT had basketball fans.
Yeah, I don't...
That's disrespectful. I apologize.
I mean, it's not that like...
Bag it up, Terry.
Back it up, dude.
Real quick.
What was UNT basketball last year?
I think they were decent.
I remember them being basketball.
I remember them being basketball.
I remember them being decent. I just don't remember anything that stood out about them.
The Conference USA opponent, that it was FAU and UAB. They were the ones that played in the Conference USA championship game.
Yeah.
UAB beat them in the Conference USA championship game, and then that's it, right? Like I don't understand the outcry. I think it's more so a messenger thing. People just don't like Penny, man. They don't like anything. Everything's cocky.
Well, I think the initial problem was the condensed version of the quote.
Sure.
And the way that it made it sound was Penny was just basically telling everybody that the American sucks. And that's not really what he meant. He just meant what we've said. There's a lot more meat on the schedule in the non-conference than in the second half of the year. And that's
there's
just the
more
reality of the
needle-moving
situation.
opportunities in the non-schedule, in the non-conference, than there is in the actual conference. And it's still a true statement. So, like, what are we talking about? Like, people are just blowing that out of proportion. I think a lot of people just really dislike Penny towards, to Kenny's point there.
It is weird how much hate he gets around nationally from other fan bases. For what? I don't know.
Well, I think that all stems back to we want all the smoke.
It's still weird to me. I mean, that's just like teams have phrases. They have little mantras going into the season. That was their mantra. Like, why? I don't nobody else pays attention to anybody else's little slogan.
Well,
Nobody's
also-
freaking out on Ryan Silverfield because his football team's slogan is finish.
it's a little different when you're Penny Hardaway, though. I think you come with a different...
Nobody freaks out on Central Barbecue because the smoke is their sauce.
I actually do freak out on that. Pisses me off because they have actual sauce. They have mild sauce. They have hot sauce. They have the sweet heat sauce. They've got so many sauces.
That vinegar sauce.
That vinegar mustard
is
combo.
Dude,
They have so many sauces.
we had Central last week.
Smoke is, in fact,
I'm
not
just-
their sauce.
there's not even any meat left on the bone. I'm just dipping the bone in the vinegar and sucking on bones.
They have a hat that just says meat across the front of it. I've wanted to buy it 5 different
Me too.
times.
I've almost bought it several times
Just
walking in
meat.
there. I never do.
Just makes me laugh. I love Central. Barbecue.
TJ, did you listen? I know you didn't watch. We weren't there, and it wasn't streamed, unfortunately. 2:00 game on a Sunday is difficult for us with children. That is nap time,
Pure nap
prime time. I had to resort to driving Catherine around asleep in her car seat and listening to Wolo.
That's always a...
Did
a
you
gift.
know that Pierre Niles played on our team?
I didn't.
Did you know that his first name is Jonathan?
Jonathan Pierre Niles hit a 3 yesterday.
That's good.
The hand of God.
The more you know.
No, I didn't get to actually catch any of the game. Mostly because I didn't think there was much. You're not going to learn much from watching that, in my opinion. But
Except for that this team can shoot. 9 of 18 from 3.
When left wide open, probably, yeah.
Get out of here.
Again, I didn't watch it.
Five guys in double figs. You had David Jones leading the way with 17, Jordan Brown with 14 and 6, Caleb with 11. Malcolm, who looked, by all accounts that I've heard, spry and agile. Best shape he's ever been in, Kenny, right?
Without a doubt.
Running the length of the floor, getting blocks left and right. And then you had Ashton coming off the bench with 13 and 5, 3 of 5 from 3.
Kenny,
lighting it up. Kenny was in the build.
Nope, was not there.
What?
I was
First game I've missed in a long time, boys. It felt weird. I got a bunch of phone calls actually going, why are you not here?
So who were the starting 5? Was it exactly who we thought outside of Quinterly?
Yeah, Jaden started instead of Quinterly. Quinterly obviously didn't play.
Yeah.
Totally precautionary. They said he hyperextended his knee, I think.
Yeah.
He's been practicing, but just wanted to be extra cautious since he's had knee troubles before. So I think they said they're expecting him to play on Thursday. So we'll get a look at that starting 5, what should be the starting 5 we thought it would be Thursday.
Sure.
Against Lemoyne.
Yeah, I do like that we're starting to get more into it, right?
Yeah.
I don't like hearing the reports of practice and stuff like that. Like, I actually just want to see a production.
Yeah. So getting into it, let me ask you this. It's nice Lemoyne, Lane, kind of giving them something locally to cash them a
It's
check.
fun for them, yeah.
Kind of showcase to local, smaller schools. Would you want to see something like what Tennessee and Michigan State did yesterday? And sort of a charity, 2 top 10 teams, exhibition style, but I mean, by all means, playing a real basketball game just doesn't count against or for either one of those teams. All proceeds, I think it was on the Big Ten Network, but I think what Tennessee and Gonzaga did it last year, it was pay-per-view maybe, something like that. I mean, that feels like a real penny thing to do. Go out there and I know we're playing Michigan. I'm just throwing a name out. We're playing Michigan in the Battle for Atlantis, but like doing a preseason next year charity game.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the charity aspect of it all, but at the same time, I don't know what you truly learn from those, because I don't know if they are running their true lineups out there, or are they trying to do something different?
No, I watched some of that. YouTube TV is great. Got Big Ten Network. Tennessee, Michigan State. I mean, it was a game. They played like any other college basketball game. I think it would give you, in a sense, especially in our scenario where we've just talked about how important the non-conference is and getting started day one. Like, I think that's more advantageous, and I think it's more fun for the fans, right? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think of the downside of it. There's a reason they're choosing not to do that. Like, maybe it's just they can't find anyone willing to play them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some travel and stuff involved.
I mean, I've never been. I think the super secret scrimmages, whatever. I know there's a lot of situational stuff that goes on in those. So I think if you got away from the Lane Lemoyne, I would want it to be something that's the charitable.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a pay-per-view. We're doing. I mean, shoot, even playing the Dominican national team, I thought was awesome. Like, what a test that was. We talked about it, back in the summer in August, of going down there, playing in a sold-out 12,000 seat arena in front of a true professional caliber team. Like, yeah, getting to North Carolina or a Illinois or somebody.
Marquette. There's a number of teams you could say.
Ohio State, whoever.
Well, maybe Penny thinks that they've already done that, right?
Sure.
We just played grown-ass men.
Yeah.
NBA players.
Maybe.
Why do we need to test ourselves? And I want to be like, you had a fraction of your roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think he did. He said he got asked in his availability today, and I think he said he was going to try to do maybe a split of that, of maybe 1 year you play a Lemoyne or a Lane, and then also try to get in a exhibition with a quality, if it's super secret that way, or if it's some kind of charity
They're never
event.
secret, by the way. I love that they call them secret, but it always gets out.
Oh, well, it's secret in the sense that nobody gets to go in there and watch and actually see the game, but
there's always a stat line.
yeah,
there's
a
always
stat
stats that
line
come
and-
out, so
yeah.
it's never really a secret.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. I think I'd rather, if you're going to do it, do the charity aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Let people pay, all proceeds go. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Right. But no, I'm excited about this year's team. I am. I know that there's still, however you want to look at it, one cog missing. So, what is this team going to be? We don't
With
know.
Mikey, yeah, I don't know.
I ain't talking about Mikey. You and I have been very clear from the start. We never thought Mikey
I don't.
was
Do we
coming.
just move on from
Yes.
DeAndre? I mean,
I think so. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, no, because like obviously with DeAndre, this team is emphatically better, right? Like it's ridiculous how much better you are. But I think bringing him in at this point may cause more issues with the chemistry of things. Like I know you guys, poster boy David Jones, just had a great game, and I know you guys don't want him coming off the bench.
AAC Player of the Year, David Jones.
Dude had one game against freaking Lausanne.
One game.
And you guys all of a sudden think,
Lausanne.
yeah, we just played Lausanne.
It's Lane.
Lausanne.
Okay.
St. George's.
Marc Gasol played at Lausanne.
ECS. Yeah.
Elliot Williams played at
th-
St. George's.
Who is this guy? You understand what I'm saying.
Sky Labassiere played for ECS.
You could,
He also
we
played
could
for
keep
Reach Your
going. Would you
Dreams
like us to do?
Preds.
Would you like us to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, name another one.
Bartlett.
John Saylor played for Bartlett.
Hans Brereton. You guys don't know Hans?
I don't know.
No, what's the dude's name who played when I was there? Bradford.
Bradford. The fact that you didn't say freaking Jonathan Lowe, the first name off the top of your head,
Jonathan
is
Lowe. J Lowe. Yeah, that's a good call.
bananas.
Good
That was
call.
ridiculous.
Talk about a Memphis men's league legend.
Regardless, look,
I'm struggling with my pickle.
how often do you wear this thing? I had to pull this out of the attic.
Yeah, this was in the top of a closet.
I had a SpongeBob in there somewhere. I couldn't find it.
It was either this or Thor. Or I was going to be
The Thor
Thor
would have been
pickle.
a pickle.
pretty awesome.
A pickle as Thor.
We did a Subway. We were Subway sandwiches when Julian was born, and
Yeah.
we just wrapped him up in a little blanket that made him look like a sub sandwich. I could have been a Subway sandwich artist, but like,
Oh, this is good. This fits you. With the hair, you got it going.
yeah,
With that hair at Subway and the beard, you'd had to wear 2 hair nuts.
yeah. What are you gonna do? Anything else basketball? I know we didn't have much to say there.
No, I
we're
mean, the
just talking
season's
about
getting ramped
smoke
up.
and
Like we said, we
Wayne.
got Lemoyne on Thursday. The next Monday, officially kicking off the season with Jackson State. What?
Who's the one Owens coach now?
Andre Turner.
Is it still?
No, he's Lane.
No,
he's
he's
Lane.
Lane.
Excuse
dude.
me. Excuse me. Sorry.
Is it still Bonzi?
Bonzi left.
Really?
No, it's
It's someone else. Like I want to say
Yeah.
it's a very familiar name. I can't remember who it is, but I was going to mention that as well.
Is
I think
is Tony Sarwar still there?
no.
What? Why is that funny? That was a legitimate
because he
question.
almost like died, dude.
He's fine. He was at Lifetime 2 weeks after that working out. I saw him.
Still a sad story.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. It's a horrible thing to go through. But that was also 2
In
years
a third
ago.
world country. On top of that,
Can you imagine having to pay for emergency vac out of a country? Holy.
could you imagine being in a hospital with the chicken running across the floor next to you, Trey? I would think I'm dying. I'd be like, that's it. I'm dead. If you haven't heard, I don't even know if that's out there. Is that still out there? You think
that post
that Tony Sarwar
story?
story from his wife?
I mean, yeah. I don't know if her post out is still out. That was like a novel, by the way. The longest single Facebook post I've ever
I
seen.
do. My wife every day. My wife and I read a new post, and it was great.
It was. She has a future in writing.
Anyway, dude. Yeah. The fact that neither one of you has been able to Google who the Lane Owen college coach is yet is bananas to me.
Well, there's like 37 Lemoyne Owens.
Do the one in Memphis, man. To your point, it's not Bonzi, but it is
I mean,
someone
it should really be
else.
Kenny doing this.
Yes, Kenny, the one not in front of a
Behind
camera.
the
As we sit here
scenes.
and both stare at computers and Google stuff.
I didn't know y'all were actually looking for that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like it's driving me nuts at this point. I was going to give him a shout out, and I can't remember who it is. And I know it's someone with Memphis ties.
Antonio Harris.
Never mind. That's not who I thought it was. Are you sure?
Well,
Yes, it is Antonio Harris.
Who is that guy? I think he taught me 7th grade English.
that's why you remember him.
He's a Lemoyne Owen alum.
That's not who I think got the job.
It
I was
is.
thinking of someone else.
This was your 7th grade English teacher?
It looks like him if it's not. No, 7th grade I had a woman. Would have been 6th grade.
Interesting.
Regardless, it's not who I thought it was, so it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Basketball team's going to do really good this year. Done? We agree?
Done. We agree.
Perfect.
We're a dark horse Final Four team by Andy Katz. Somebody else said it today, too. I can't
It's
remember who it was.
dude, it's so far out. How do you even say something like that?
What do you mean?
It's so far out.
I wouldn't call us dark horse. I would just say that we're a Final Four potential.
I mean,
Other
potential is a strong is a better word there, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like
Final Four candidate.
you've yet to see them play a real team.
I almost put $500 on us to be national champions today.
I could not.
You know what the
recommend
payout was? $33,000.
That'd be nice.
If Memphis had won by 7 or more on Saturday, I'd have done it. Have insufficient funds in DraftKings. Jordan Brown was named to the 2024 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award candidates list for the best center in collegiate basketball.
I mean, he's pretty damn good, so I get that.
Kenny, oh, you weren't there. Damn it. What? We can't ask you how good Jordan looked the other day. I was told he looks like he has great offensive moves, but they couldn't tell if it was just because it was against Lane or if it's real. And I was like, I think it's legit considering he's the 6th man of the year in the Pac 12 and then was the top rated
Transfer.
But the top rated big man in the non-power leagues last year. Top rated player.
The only thing that concerns me is you said he had like 12 and 6. It gets Lane.
14 and 6. That's
14
in
and 6.
18 minutes. I mean, nobody played.
Yeah, I was going to ask what
The only person that played 20 or more minutes was Walden, played 21.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the minutes. I think that plays into it because my one concern with
I mean,
this team
TJ,
is
we played
rebounding.
46 guys yesterday, and everyone scored except for Noah Stansberry.
My one concern
Although
with this team is rebounding. That's the only reason where I was going with that.
What?
My one concern with this team is potential rebounding.
Why? With our length and athleticism, you don't think we're going to be able to rebound the basketball?
Just because you're long doesn't mean you can rebound.
You want to know the one question David Jones asked the staff when he came off the floor yesterday was?
How many rebounds did it have?
I mean, I don't think he asked it like that. I think he was more serious and passionate about it.
He's a hater, man. David Jones
I mean,
hater.
what the heck?
I'm not a David Jones hater. What I'm saying is,
I mean, you didn't even sound
gonna
like
need
you were
to see
from the
it
Dominican
consistently.
just then.
What?
That didn't sound anything like somebody from the Dominican.
Well, it kind of sounded like Big Papi.
This is my fucking city.
That's exactly the quote I was going to say too. No, I just looking at the history of Memphis basketball, like we've always struggled with rebounding. So it's just something that's like evergreen in the back of my mind. I just always automatically write us up as a team that's not going to rebound well. We're going to rely
I think this team is going
on
to
a
surprise
ton of
you.
runs and pushing the ball, defense.
We out rebounded Lane 39-22 yesterday. Whatever, Lausanne, I get it.
You
I'm
not
just
think that number
telling
should
you.
be higher?
Then what? How many rebounds do you want him to get?
I don't. 39.
40
doesn't seem
rebounds?
Like
a lot of
40's a good
rebounds.
start. It's Lausanne.
Interesting.
They're a D2 school.
It's the average number of rebounds available in a basketball game.
I mean, how many possessions are there? You gonna look this up? We're gonna sit here and both Google stuff on our laptops.
What are you
sometime?
searching?
I can't.
You want to know what the leader in team rebounds was last year?
What?
Alabama at 44.
Were those against D2 schools?
What is it?
No, that matters.
I mean, it's the only game they've played. I'm just saying 39. How many more? You wanted them to have 5 more rebounds?
No, I wanted them to have like 50 rebounds. Are you kidding me?
TJ.
No, I just
Ridiculous.
put this in the back of your mind somewhere.
Okay.
As the season
I'm just
goes
saying.
along.
I'm just telling you. I don't think rebounds going to be an issue with this ball club.
just because they're tall.
No, because they want rebounds. David Jones walked off the floor and asked how many rebounds he had. You want to know what he didn't ask? How many points do I have?
Maybe he already knew the answer.
He didn't. He had no clue he had 17 points.
I mean, if you shoot 70% from three-pointer like they are very clearly going to do all year,
Yes.
there's not going to be a whole lot of rebounds, offensive rebounds especially, available.
He got.
What would you rather have, a 70% three-pointer or 45 rebounds a game?
That's a good question. You know,
Did you just like make that up? Like, hey, I got to find something to like poo-poo a little bit on the Tiger basketball programs. Let me just say
I'll tell you this.
rebounds.
no, I keep
Just
your
a
mind
little
on it.
bit?
They only had 40 rebounds because they had 17 steals, Timothy. You worried about how many steals they're going to have this year?
No, 17.
Why didn't they get
That's
20?
a good average. You should
Speaking of which, freaking
keep that
Jalen
up.
Young. You know how many steals he had yesterday?
6,
5.
5. Yeah, I was trying to think of some.
Shoulda had 6.
ridiculous.
I mean,
number.
that's like BDL and NBA 2K 2013
yeah, that's
numbers.
I actually do think that Jalen Young is going to be something. He's going to be a nice asset.
I think he's going to be a great spark plug off the bench.
Which imagine how good he'd be next to David Jones coming off the bench. Now you
Okay.
have my lineup of.
We're moving on. Anything else basketball?
Nah, I think. I mean,
All right.
it's one game so far.
Let's get into Fade Ride Teej, Thunder picks.
It's Fade TJ.
TJ, we're back to Fade. You were what, 5-4 on the year now? You
Yeah.
had
I picked Wyoming to cover against Boise. And
they
they
did not. Shout
They
out
did
to
not.
Boise.
Shout out to
winning that
Boise
one.
though.
We need those boys
Making
to
us look
keep
good.
winning. Keep
Boise's
on
going to win the
winning.
Mountain West now.
We need a victory over a team that's better than 500. I improved to 6-2-1 with, I mean, probably the easiest pick all year. Oklahoma State crushing Cincy. I think it was
Dog water,
7.5 or 6.5, and they won by 30. Cincy's so bad. I mean, I'm at a point where I almost want to keep picking just against Cincy because they're so bad. What's your pick this week?
I'm going to pick Notre Dame to cover the
Gosh,
2.5 versus Clemson.
I liked it.
Mostly
It's on the road, but Clemson is not good, dude.
It is on the road, and Clemson has lost like 4 home games in the past 4 years or something like that. I mean, it's something.
I mean, they're up
absurd.
there with one of the best records since 2013.
And they've already lost one at home this year against Florida State. So, like, the numbers tell me they probably shouldn't lose at home. And Notre Dame's number 1 leading receiver is out. But they're tight end.
You are talking me out of this quickly.
They are tight end you. It's just they're going to pull up another dude. That's the thing. Your number 1 leading receiver is a tight end. How weird is that, by the way?
Okay.
They should pull up another guy. Look, Notre Dame will cover. They'll win by 3, at least. At least. Trey.
I think it's at 3 right now, so that'd be a push.
Okay. Well, it was at 2.5 when I saw it. So I just think Clemson's been pretty up and down this year. They're what, 4-4?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
I'm
Just say it.
I can't decide on one. A part of me really, really, really wants to pick against Cincy again because UCF's minus 4.5 at Cincy, and Cincy's just terrible. And maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but UTSA is minus 7.5 at North Texas, and I just feel like that's a closer ball game. I think I'm going to go with North Texas plus 7.5 at home against UTSA.
Wow. I like it. Look, their offense is good. Now, the big thing is, can they just outscore anybody?
Yeah.
And that's, it's clearly
The
an issue
over
with
under
them.
in that one's 70.5.
I am very surprised you didn't take James Madison versus Georgia State.
I know. I really want. I'm on the James Madison bandwagon.
Oh, absolutely. They're so easy to make money off of.
Did you see Brett McMurphy actually has us predicted right now to play them in a bowl game, which is weird because they're not eligible for a bowl game. Their appeal was denied. I think the only way that they're eligible is if there's not enough bowl eligible teams,
Which we've seen before. Just throwing that out there.
But that was another one I was looking at was James Madison minus 5.5 at Georgia State. I'm gonna stick a little conference play, mainly because we need UTSA to lose. Wouldn't hurt us at all in our chance for the conference title. Any loss that they take would be good for us. So I'm gonna stick with North Texas plus 7.5 at home against the Roadrunners. All right, Teach. Why do you keep doing it?
Should feel alive.
Are you addicted?
I think I am. It's like Afrin.
I mean, I'm not doing it again.
It's like Afrin.
I'm not doing it.
It
doesn't do anything.
The fact that you smell it and you get nothing.
I'm telling you,
I smell it. It smells like someone is putting a lighter in my nose.
I think it's because of the chlorine thing. I've just been too. I was mentally, physically, emotionally harmed by the chlorine. I mean, that was 12 years ago.
You
I
need
still
to talk
think
to
about
someone
it.
about that because that's
And it was that burning sensation. I gasped for air. I woke up on the floor and I think that this is what it's supposed to be, but it's like 100 levels less than the chlorinator.
I don't get it.
Ask our boy Charlie. He would let you know.
Mosaic IPA.
I like this can a lot.
I do too. There's a lot going on there. It's just this very.
It's a very
I don't know if anybody can see that. I mean, it's
a very artsy
there's
can.
a lot of detail going on there. Part of me makes me think that this is like some stained glass somewhere that I'm not recognizing. Like, is this at Crosstown and I just haven't seen it?
I don't think they have stained glass windows at Crosstown.
I didn't think so either. But I do see the
Government warning: you should not do smelling salts and drink Mosaic IPA. Weird.
It is 7.2%, so that could be true.
Single hop, single grain. Love it.
Yeah, the can's cool just because there's just a lot of detail.
You know what I haven't gotten is the maltiness.
Surprisingly, I did not.
You probably burned it all off your tongue.
That's so true. Can I think is pretty cool. I'm gonna go like a 7.2. I said it first. That's how it works.
It doesn't matter. We're on the same
7.2.
wavelength. I'm
It's
going
good.
7.2 as
It's
well.
a good can, man.
It is a good can. I liked this.
It was good.
I'm feeling it's in the sevens.
I think it's a 2.
What?
I think so too.
Oh,
As well?
I thought you
I
said
think so as
it's
well.
a 2. I was like, holy cow.
No.
Andy's
this is-
Mint's better than this, huh?
This this is good. I like it. I like the 16 ounces. It obviously lasts the entire episode, at least more so.
Just a general reminder, this is the last one in my fridge.
I know. I've got to compile a list. Work's been quite demanding lately.
Okay.
Yabba dabba doo.
You better figure it out. I don't think we're in studio next week. We got a ball game on Monday.
Oh, we do have a basketball game at the same time.
StreamYard.
Huh?
You're going to have to bring it to Friendsgiving.
We'll see what we can do. I'll pull something out. Beer wise, I'm gonna say like a 7.6. I think I could have 2 of these. I feel like I'd be kind of full if I had 2 of them, but I could definitely have 2 of them. They're like the flavors.
I would probably
by any
be
means.
pretty buzzed if I had 2 of these.
Well, they are 7.2%, so I get that.
I'm going to go 7.5 flat.
It's perfectly fair. It's good beer.
Even right there. Very good.
Crosstown.
We'll definitely have this again. I mean, not on the show.
I was like, that seems-
I just mean in general. I would if I see
for
this in
sure.
the store, I'm buying one.
For sure.
Definitely putting this in a create your own 6-pack.
It's a good one. Crosstown's pretty good. I think they've done nothing but good things for us.
Where's our beer bracket, man?
Do you guys still want that? I got it. I think I have all the
You've
data.
just been sitting on it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I was waiting on a bye week or something for us to cover in, and we'll fill something out that way. The 2-lane bye week.
Are you going to make us an advent calendar?
That'd be so fun. My wife's done that before for us.
We'll do like 4 weeks advent.
I could get down with that. I'll see what I can do.
Figure it out. All right, get to the bowl. Get to the forum Thursday and Monday. Get to the bowl Saturday. We're in full swing. Football, basketball.
It is quite demanding on the schedule.
Men
right
and
now,
women's
isn't it?
soccer, we didn't even mention. Men are about to get back to the NCAA tournament. Women's soccer is a top 5 team in the country.
I'll tell you what,
Get out and watch those programs.
slightly unrelated. Some guy, I don't know who it is. College Tennis Nation is the Twitter account. Keeps tagging me in Memphis tennis. And I'm going to give a shout out to Micah Berghaus, who I'm likely pronouncing that incorrectly. This dude's apparently crushing it. So if you're into tennis, Micah
tennis?
Berghaus, yeah, it's right there.
Wow.
Learn
And
something
how's he
new every day.
crushing it?
He's doing well, man. Do you want me to read the whole tweet? It seems like a long thing to read.
No, I just like, what, is he going to make the NCAA tournament?
Memphis
or-
Micah Berghaus went undefeated in singles and doubles at the Black and Gold Invitation hosted by Vandy. I could read more, but
Oh,
you
that's
get the
good.
general
Undefeated, it's good.
beating Vandy, nothing new there.
Yeah.
Getting pretty good at doing that.
Tennis, basketball, rifle, handball.
I don't think we play handball anymore, man.
We had a program there for a while.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back next week virtually on the streamy. Not in studio. Got a basketball game. Come with the cold beer, shave a lot take. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.